Was I shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso Baby? Yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music, and we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14. And after a while, that gets to a person. The Jay I know, the Sean I know, never comes out of character. So
I never stuck my in the box, but damn if I ain't open Pandora's box. They try to slander your man on CNN and Fox. My Miranda just don't stand a chance.
According to what we have already learned, it appears that Jay is already in the driver's seat. It's going to hit him hard so far, especially now that Foxy Brown is supposedly stating the truth. Jay-Z's time is over, baby. According to rumors, Foxy has been stating behind the scenes that she's at last prepared to. It's as messy as you might imagine when she speaks her truth.
Realize that most people are hypocritical. They stuck on words. That's why they ignore most people's actions like celebrities. That's why they ignore our actions for so long. When he was child, that's why they ignored Jay-Z's action. When Foxy Brown came out and said he was putting that horse, in the Source magazine. Remember that interview? You might be too young. Foxy Brown came out and said Jay-Z was she was 16.
As you may already be aware, Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against Diddy, claiming that both Diddy and Jay-Z alternately forced themselves on her when she was just 13 while another female celebrity looked on. The lawsuit also claims that Jane Doe was dropped off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall by a friend, and she didn't have a ticket, so she tried to get a ride from a few different limousine drivers. Entry to the performance or after party, she was allegedly informed by one driver that he was Diddy's employee and that she was the kind of person Diddy was looking for. The driver then picked her up, and 20 minutes later, she was left off at a White House. The child was informed she couldn't talk about what happened after being forced to sign what she thought was a non-disclosure agreement with a U-shaped driveway. She claimed that after being offered a drink at the party, which caused her to feel dizzy and lightheaded and the urge to lie down, she walked down. According to the lawsuit, she entered what looked to be an unoccupied bedroom to relax after passing what appeared to be a hallway with many rooms off of it. She added that after Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room and assaulted her, she was left with nothing but a big bed and no television or other furnishings. Managed to get away, and despite the fact that there were other partygoers, nobody seemed to notice her concern or try to assist her following what transpired. She claims to have fallen into a profound despair that still affects every aspect of her life, and she just ran to the closest gas station and contacted her father. Has a seizure disorder brought on by stress and trauma, as well as post-traumatic stress disorder. She also mentioned that she has struggled to keep a normal, mostly socially isolated relationships and lives chow-chow discussions concerning Jay-Z's true relationship with Diddy have been triggered by this lawsuit. Since we already know that they had been friends for many years, and rumors have been circulating that he either took part in whatever he was doing, or, at the very least was aware of what was going on. And now we have people looking more closely into his own shady past and relationships with minors, such as Foxy Brown. As everyone is aware, Foxy and Jay-Z collaborated frequently during the 1990s, and Jay is even given credit for creating a few of the songs on Foxy's debut album. The song itself was recorded in 1994, and since the birth of Foxy, it even made its first significant appearance on the soundtrack of the 1996 Eddie Murphy film The Nutty Professor. She would have been around 15 when the song was recorded in 1978, and at that age, Foxy was already singing about her pals telling her that her man, also known as Jay-Z, was sleeping. But since he supposedly kept her in leathers and jewels, she didn't mind. JCO also wrote the song Alana, which had the line "True Absolute Vodka Straight." Shoots for the has-been and don't have a dollar bill. But it doesn't stop us from starting with a mansion and working our way up to the yacht. Bloodhounds were attempting to get straight cash too. Find the brown fox. Although he didn't rap in the song, he wrote the lyrics and talked about finding the brown fox. Jane and I can see what you were doing. I won't even get into the specifics of other songs that were so explicit and were recorded when Foxy was about 156, so in addition to cooperating, there were claims that Foxy and Jay-Z were dating, which was problematic in and of itself given Foxy's age. For example, why would a man approaching 30 be dating a literal? While still in high school, Jay reportedly even paid for her hair and nail salon appointments and shopping excursions. In fact, someone who went to school with Foxy, adding that he used to come get her when she went to high school. She attended my school, John Dewey, BCA, and Westinghouse night programs. Home for her big brother. Although they were true friends and everyone knew she and Jay were together at the time, he used to pick her up as well. To make things worse for those who recall that, according to the circulating rumors, there were even claims of a tape showing Foxy and Jay-Z having a threesome with Jamie Foxx. Jay-Z complied with many gag orders following. She had a threesome with Jamie and Jay, and shortly after the encounter, the tape was strangely stolen from her house. But when those accusations surfaced, Foxy said that the news was total bullshit, telling TMZ that the horror of this story made me sick to my stomach. My lawyer will get in touch with all those involved, as I have done in the music industry for many years. Frankly, these are the most abhorrent and insulting accusations I have ever encountered. It is obvious that this fake piece, which lacks any written or audio interviews, was made up with malevolent intent, but we also heard claims that Jay-Z most likely paid Foxy to deny the existence of the tape and that the rumors were untrue, especially since we're discussing Jay-Z, baby, and this is exactly what he's interested in. He has paid others to do much worse, and despite their denials of their relationship, the receipts were everywhere, and everybody was talking about it, including Nas and Wendy Williams, who even discussed the relationship in his song Ether, in which he claimed that Fox got you hot because you kept. Nick Cannon also attempted to get some answers from Dame Dash regarding your face in a P and what you believe is attracting girls now due to your appearance. The age of Foxy Brown at the time of her signing, but Dame Dash just said, I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown. I didn't sign. Brown Foxy.
All I'm saying is in this industry when we live in these glass houses.
It seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him. Don't ask me his questions, bro. I'm not taking it.
I'm not. Okay.
Y'all can keep asking me questions.
We're moving on.
Y'all keep asking me questions y'all want to ask him because he ain't here. Ask him with that, and I don't even know nothing about that. And now I don't even want to remember nothing about that. I didn't even think about Foxy Brown. I'm like, why you asking me about Foxy Brown?
You know, there have also been claims that once Jay-Z broke up with Foxy, he not only left her, but also used his power to blacklist her, ensuring that she would not be successful in the music business. This would explain why, despite the fact that she is exceptionally gifted, Foxy's career kind of vanished, and it was said that Jay-Z's usage and abandonment of her contributed to her depression, acting out, and getting into problems. For example, when she was 17, Foxy was given a 30-day suspended sentence, and 80 hours of community service were required after she spat on 2 hotel employees. In 2000, Foxy was arrested for driving with a suspended license after crashing her Range Rover in Brooklyn. In 2002, Foxy was also. She was jailed in Jamaica for fighting with a police officer at the airport, but she never even showed up for her court date. In another incident, Foxy was accused of assaulting 2 manicurists in New York City in 2004 when she allegedly refused to pay a $20 bill. Plea deal and received a term of 3 years of probation and anger management classes. In 2005, she was shackled to the bench when she appeared in court for the matter, but not before hitting the court officer who was fastening the handcuffs and refusing to apologize until she was punished with 30 days in jail for contempt. Foxy was called upon by people on social media to respond and clarify the situation. She even made a mysterious reference to Diddy's case. A few days after Cassie's lawsuit went public, she posted a screenshot of a text exchange with Darryl Brown on her Instagram stories, in which Darryl said, "You were thankful. I'm thankful. I'm so thrilled you stayed away from Diddy's attempt to sign you. God bless you and baby C." In response, Foxy, "For me, it was the best of both worlds. The Jam and the Bad Boys collaboration, super checkmate when he presented me Miss." Well, it might have appeared that she didn't have anything unfavorable to say at the time, but according to reports, Chang prosecutors were already pursuing Foxy Brown. I mean, because they think she has important information that might put Key D in Las Vegas the night Tupac was marked. You want to know how they discovered that Foxy had a brief encounter with Key D that day in Vegas, just before Pac was unalived that same day. This information was taken from Key D's memoir, Compton, by police enforcement. In the passage from the book that describes PD dealing with Foxy in Vegas while receiving a pistol from Eric Von Zip, he explicitly said that he met Foxy that night. Zip states, As I came up to the driver's side window, I noticed that the rapper Foxy. Brown ordered Zip out of the car and motioned for me in. Zip had a secret compartment, which he unzipped, reached into, and took out a black Glock 40. He turned to face me and said, "Now's the time to get the money," and gave me the 17-inch, which I quickly placed on the back waist of my trousers. I then exited the vehicle, left the door open for Foxy Brown to return, shut it, and they removed the key. As they questioned Dee about Diddy, the prosecutors are relying on her own narrative. The trial may eventually go back to Diddy if the prosecution can convince Foxy to corroborate that KD was in Vegas and met with Zip, as he said in the book. They will also attempt to gather evidence regarding Jay-Z, who was already under FBI suspicion. When Jay-Z enters the picture, we are aware that there is a more serious case involving Diddy, money laundering, and his connections to the RICO enterprise. Jay-Z's name has also surfaced a few times in relation to this case, so if the authorities track the money back to when Bad Boy Records was established, and since Jay-Z was working closely with Diddy, they will undoubtedly discover connections to him. Additionally, the authorities have reportedly been investigating Jay-Z's involvement with Hollywood ringleaders who transport young girls across borders, and they have already questioned. Since Jay was supposedly hooking up with Ruby again, Rihanna's former publicist regarding his relationship with young females could also be helpful. As I mentioned before, things are already not looking well for Jay, and Foxy could be the final nail in his coffin. I can't wait to see how this plays out. But in the meanwhile, share your initial views in the space provided for comments below.